the Iron Trader. This is Thursday night here. Today we had the Juneteenth holiday. Got one more day of trading left, which is on a Friday. Okay, so we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. And we'll take a look here at the old Nasdaq futures, the NQ. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of advice on the stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Okay, now what we got here, another inside day kind of situation, just like we had there on Wednesday, all right? So what we want to do with here on the downside, we want to look to Wednesday's low, that's 103.620. Come down here at 103.520. Come down to the bottom of this candle, 103.110. Those are going to be your key support levels. If we lose that, then we'll come right over here to 102.350 level, and then we come down to the bottom here at 101.390. Then we have your retest at 100.815, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. And right below that, we have that 50-day, which is crossed up very, very nicely. Now, on the upside, obviously, you want to watch today's higher so far. It's 105.345, but this is the key level right here. It's going to be 105.740. Now, if we can get above that, we'll come right to the bottom of this candle, 106.130, and then we're going to come up here to this 106.839 level, and we have 106.875 level. Now, you can see how the 8-day is kind of curling over here, so we got to see how this all shaken out. Now, one thing I want to point out to you, now this is possible. Now, it's not for sure yet, but it's possible. See, we had this big engulfing candle, okay? Came right on down. Now we have this rise up. This could be a bear flag building here, okay? Now, again, if we can close back above this 8-day and this 21 SMA here, well, then that would negate the pattern. But just be a little bit leery here, because I always look for patterns in charts. And what we have is we just have, a low, a little higher low, higher low. It's like we're flagging up. Okay, and that could come flying right on down here. Very, very easy here. So just pay attention to that. That's going to be very, very key. Upside, you got to have that, cross that 21-day and that 8-day. If we get above that, we negate that bear flag situation. We come up top of this candle here, 107.495 level. Okay, and then we come down here to the bottom here. You're looking at 108.765. And then we come up to Wednesday's high. That's at 109.305, and then you work your way up to this section here. That's that 110 area, and then we can work this up to 112 area here. But just be a little bit lower. You got the 8 days rolling over here, possible bear flag situation going here, and your green is below your red here. So we got a little bit of red flags going on here. So just remember, just be very, very patient here with the old Bitcoin. Now we are trading between this range here, okay, of that 108.15 and that 112.345 level. Okay, but again, I just don't like when I see that kind of a pattern. Now, here we have on the weekly by Friday, we want to make sure that we hold that 104.278 level. That's going to be very key. Otherwise, we could drop all the way down to this 95 level here very, very easily here. Okay, so we have this negative divergence going here. See how we have this high, then we have this higher high, but we had a lower high here. Negative divergence on a weekly. Your green is over your red, but it looks like it wants a kind of roll over situation here. So just be a little bit careful here until we can, see how it plays on out here. Now, again, obviously, if we start losing the bottom of this candle here, 103.520, well, then we're going to start taking this all the way on down here, maybe even down to that 50-day very, very easily. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold. Now let's just take a little peek and we have silver. Okay, so right now here, we had this really like a cup and handle situation here, but it's not really kind of playing out the way it should. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just having a series of lower lows, lower high. Now we lost this 8-day, which is key, but now you can see where it went right into that 21-day at 33.63. So now we're wedged in between the 33.63 on the downside and that 33.95 on the upside. You can see here, okay, we have that indecision candle. Now, if we lose this 21-day, 33.63, this is going to be your target, is going to be that 33.22 level, okay? So just remember that. And then we can come down to the price channel, which is 32.69 level, which is basically right here, just the bottom of that candle, okay? But again, respect the 50-day because it held it. If it comes on down, who says it's not going to hold it again, okay? Now, just because it smashes down, the key is closing back above it. That's the key, okay? Now, upside here, we got to watch that 8-day. It's going to be crucial. 33.95, we get above that. We're going to come over here to today's high at 34.05. We come up here, 34.19. We'll come up there, 34.22. And then this is the level we're looking for, is that 34.27 level. Crack above that, we got 34.44, 34.48, and then we come up here, 34.68. We have 34.76 is your big retest. and then your 35.09 is your breakout. Okay, so if it goes up here, we got to see exactly what happens. But right now, we're just kind of wedged in between the 21-day and the 8-day. We lose that 21-day, 50 days a target. We crack above that 8-day, well, then we look at, basically at the top of that candle there, and then maybe possible retest. Now, we're just sitting sideways action here, 54. That's still looking good. Your green is still over your red, but we got a sideways action here. So just be a little bit careful here now. I don't like that here where you have this series of lower highs and lower lows. That's really not a good look. Okay, silver. Well, silver had a really good run here. Okay, we had this nice good energy building here, nice bull flag, rally red on up here, and then Wednesday we made this, that nice 37.40, nice higher high level. Okay, but I was pointing out here, if you just watch the video, how we have this negative divergence. See how we have this high here, okay, and then we made a higher high, but we made a lower high here. Okay, see, that's like a red flag. Always watch that divergence here, and now you can see where she's coming off. Now we're below that 8 SMA here. So what we're watching is the bottom of this candle here, 36.16, and we'll come on to the bottom here, 35.58, and then we'll come down here at that 35.19 level. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. If we lose that, then we'll come right here to the top of this candle at that 34.94 level. Okay. Upside here, right there is the 8-day. Now you can see how the 8-day is kind of rolling over here, 36.56 level. You want to have cracked that above. That's the key, is cracking that above. Okay. Got to close above that 36.56. If we can, we'll go to today's high, that 36.82 level. We work yourself back up here at 36.97. And then we'll come up here at that 37.33. And then 37.40, that is your breakout. Now this was running up here very nice, holding that 8-day. I figured it would go to that 38 mark, maybe even that 40 mark, but it still can. Let's just see how this is all going to shake out here. But I don't like that. See that series so far of lower highs and lower lows. That's not good. I don't like this negative divergence, and I don't like this green where it's starting to roll over here. Okay, so just be a little bit careful with these two right now. Okay, let's look at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart here. Now, on the crude oil here, they have a plan, I guess, here to, basically blow Iran off the face of the earth here. But T-Man said what they're going to do is they're going to give it a couple weeks here to see if they can negotiate a peace agreement, okay, which is really the smart thing to do. Let's just see how that all shakes out. Okay, so you can see here we have this big pop-up here today. Even though the market's closed, you couldn't trade it. You can trade it elsewhere, okay? So 75, 74 there was your level. So what we're looking for, just go right to the left of the chart here, we're looking for this right here is going to be that 76 level, okay? See, so we're like 76 line. So it came up there pretty close there with that 75, 74. So it came in within 26 cents of that 76 level. So again, if it can keep right on rising, that's what we're looking for, 76. Then we're looking at 76.45 level. Then we'll come up to the top of this candle here, looking at that 77.49. Then obviously 77.62. Now, if we can crack that 77.62 level, okay, then we're going to come up here. You got 78.46. We'll come up here. We have this 79.27. You work yourself all the way up to that 80.77. Now, here, when you look at a weekly chart here, your big target is going to be on the upside is going to be that 80.07. That is your 200-day. Then we have to see what the reaction is. See, so if you look at the past, see how it went up, spiked up here, and then it couldn't go through. This one here came right down. Right here came right down. So who says it's going to break through again? Okay, so that's the thing. Now we do have the market now on crude oil is very well supplied. Okay, there's no issues with the supply. The question is, you have this war premium going on here, and you got about a $9 premium. So if somehow they get it worked out, to get a peace agreement, crude will come back off right down in the 60 level. Okay, so now we're looking here. See, we have this old sticky here. So what we're looking to hold is this, the top of this candle here. That's that 72.28 level, okay? Now, if we lose that, then we're going to be looking right here at that 70.82. There's your 8-day, and then we have 68.59, your 200-day. Come down to your 100 SMA here at 66.19, and then your 21-day, and obviously your 50-day down to 63.11. But right now, we got this premium going here, and we're going to probably be going sideways, I would think, here, just like a scatter trade, until we get something worked out there with the old Iran in the Middle East situation, okay? Now, on the downside here, you want to watch that 70 mark. That's going to be very key on a closing basis on a weekly chart. If that's lost here, you can come all the way down to that 21-day at 66 level. Upside, that 80.07, that's going to be everything. We crack above that, then we got that 80.77 level going on right here, and then we can crack all the way up here to this 84 level, and then we can go all the way up to 95. Depends on what the whole situation is. But again, you have a war premium situation about $9 here. They get this settled, this can come off hard. Okay, let's take a look now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, and she's moving up nicely. Okay, so I was always pointing out this 200 SMA here on the thing. What do we got? We got, let me see, take that down a little bit there. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So what we're looking for is that 393. Obviously, we are above that level. Okay. So as we were looking at this, very, very nice bullish. Okay. See how that 8-day rolling up, the 21-day rolling up, everything is rolling up here very nice, and we have a nice series of higher highs and higher low situations. Okay. So basically, they're factoring in here is a real hot summer, and man, I tell you, it's going to get up to here like 90 over the weekend plus. So that's going to be very, very hot. In the last couple of days here, been just almost stifling hot. Okay. So what do we hit there today? You hit that at that 410 level. Okay. So we're always looking at this 393 level. Then we had that 408 level, and then we'll come right top here. Looking at the next level, if we can keep around rising, is going to be that 414. Okay, we get above that, we're going to come right up here. That's going to be that 4.15 level, and we have 420, and then this is what I'm looking for here is this 425 level, okay, on the old natural gas. Okay, so this is basically what your target is. Now, again, if we can crack above that, we got a lot of place to run here. You got 473 level. Okay, we come up here. You got 442. Always look to the left. 447. Come up top of this candle here at 455, and then we have 458, and then we have that spike high at 490. Okay, so again, this could always spike up here, but just remember here, if it does spike up, it also could be a good shorting opportunity like we had here. So always pay attention to that where she just fell right on off. Now, natural gas is coming into its own here, and if you get a real hot summer, you have to understand power plants, they got to be fueled by something. Wind and solar ain't going to make it. So you got natural gas here. Nobody wants the coal. Nobody wants the nuclear. So natural gas is it. Okay. So this hot summer, that means this thing could rally up here. I've been telling you that here for months, that this could rally up here very, very nice. Now, the stock I do play and I do hold is CRK. That's Comstock Resources. That's owned 87% by Jerry Jones. That one there is just ripping out, and matter of fact, you're breaking out the new highs on that. Okay. Now, on this here, I'm just a trader. I just look for here because look at the opportunities. How it ran up here, came down, gave you an opportunity. Ran up, came down, gave you an opportunity. Tomorrow, I'm figuring it's going to come down here, maybe 8 o'clock here, give you an opportunity to take high. But right now, I'm looking for that 425 level on the upside. Okay, we're sitting at 67. You're still nowhere near overbought. You still got plenty of room to run. Green over red. This is still looking very, very good. Now, on the weekly chart, this is the same thing. Got plenty of room. The green is starting to curl over her. Very, very nice here. So, okay, so you got some really big targets here. If we can start rolling up here, there's that 420. There's that 436. So we come up here, 447. Then you have that big 490 on that big retest. So there is plenty of room to run. Now, again, natural gas, this could spike up here. Look at this. You got a thing all the way up to $10 here. I'm not saying that's where it's going to go, but I'm saying right now I'm looking for 425 because I say I look at one level at a time. We get above that, and we have another big target up here, okay? So there are nice, good targets here, but the chart looks very, very bullish. We have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, boom, up. Look at this daily chart. Okay, you can't argue with this. This looks like it just wants to go higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, here we have the old Nasdaq NQ. Now, Wednesday there, Powell did not cut the rates. I told you he wasn't going to cut. I don't think he's going to cut in September. I just think he's going to wait to see how all these tariffs shake out, how any kind of a war situation, the Middle East is going to shake out before he makes a move. Now, you can see here on the NQ, okay, we lost the 8-day, but look at here. See, I always call this a catch-all. Where to go? Right to the 21-day. This is why you trade the charts, okay? Very, very simple. Okay, 21,643. Nice. You lose that, you can come right to the bottom of this candle right here, okay? 21,471 level, and then what you can do is you just follow the candles right on down here. 21,163 level, you come down here, you got 21,071, we have a 29,54 level, and then we have the big retest down there at 27,27, then we have your 200-day sitting there at 26,41, and then we have your 50-day all the way down there at 25,65 level, okay? But right now, the 21-day, lost the 8, 21-day, caught it very nicely on the old catch-all, great. Okay, upside, what we got here, 8-day, 21,913. That's where we got to get back above here. If we do, then we can come over here to do today's highs here so far, 21,970. We'll go to Wednesday's high, 22,97, and then we have your retest, 22,222. Okay, so very, very nice here. This thing is still on the melt up, but just pay attention, negative divergence going on here on the old RSI here. So pay attention to that. This here, momentum basically just a sideways to down. But again, when you see this, negative divergence. Always put your eye on that because that's a red flag. Let's just see if the melt up can continue, or we lose that 21 day and she comes rocketing lower. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.